Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating, frankly, disturbing works of literature ever written. Fyodor Dostoevsky's Notes from Underground. I am a sick man. I am a spiteful man. I am an unattractive man. These are the very first words we hear from our narrator, the underground man. And trust me, it doesn't get much more cheerful from there. At its core, this book is a raw, unfiltered confession. It's the personal testament of a man who has lived what he considers a squalid, cruel, and ultimately pointless existence. The book brilliantly outlines both his bizarre philosophy and theory, and how that philosophy plays out in his real-life actions. Notes from Underground is split into two distinct parts. The first part is simply titled Underground, and it's less of a story and more of a twisted, philosophical essay. Here, our anti-heroic protagonist lays out all his theories about humanity, society, free will, education, egoism, and so much more. He shares a few anecdotes from his time as a minor civil servant, a job he absolutely despised. He talks about how he used to get a sick pleasure from tormenting people and denying their simple requests. He admits he loved having power over others, but, at the same time, found the work itself mind-numbingly dull and far beneath his intellectual capabilities. So, naturally, he quit the moment he could, retreating to live in his tiny, squalid flat somewhere on the outskirts of St. Petersburg. I'll be coming back to these first pages a lot throughout this series because they represent the purest, most unimpeded self-reflections of the underground man. They give us the clearest possible outline of how he sees himself and the world around him, without the messy interference of other people. We also learn some basic details about him. He's 40 years old, a former civil servant who inherited a small sum of money. He's not even sure who he's writing these notes for, or what the point of it all is. And, crucially, he considers himself to be extremely intelligent, far more intelligent than anyone he meets. He believes he's capable of understanding and contemplating everything that is beautiful and lofty, a phrase that becomes incredibly ironic as we get to know him better. At the end of this first section, he tells us he's going to relay some stories from his youth, from when he was about 24 years old. The purpose of these stories, he claims, is to illustrate his character and his theories in action. This is where we transition from the philosophical to the narrative. The first part is the why, the psychological framework, and the second part is the what, the real-world events that shaped him. We learn that the ultimate aim of Notes from Underground is not to communicate with an audience or achieve some grand literary purpose. No, the entire point of this exercise, from his perspective, is simply to talk about himself. This self-obsession is key. The underground man is trapped in his own head,